All right, Jake, we got charts. It's a lot of question marks. And I was a little slow there this morning, just trying to figure something out. Anyway, did anything happen yesterday? It was like a lot of going nowhere. Another inside day, consolidation, and clearly market's waiting for something. News at the end of the week, some economic reports, end of the month. Right, today's the 28th. We got a few days left. 4 days left. Reports on Friday. All right, so just go through the routine. So now it's about same amount, 69 points, give or take. Pretty much nothing's changed. Why is that like just like nothing day? So it's probably going to get harder, I imagine. Jake's got 39.05. If we assume things are going to keep moving like this, these tighter spots can make sense. 4,020. Either of these could be hit if things are moving. Yesterday, I waited till the middle of the day where markets were coming down, and then they formed a little retest pattern, and that's where I picked. It was like around here, and they started their grind up in the morning. So watching the banks, they were chopping sideways like that. They weren't doing too much, but at that time of the day, it was like it sure seemed like they were going to at least not collapse. And so markets started their grind higher, and it ended shortly after 1 o'clock. So 39.05, 40, 20. You want to be that close or just wait for the markets to move? There's a risk with that because of the zero DTE. It might lose premium, but if it's trends in one direction like this did all morning, and then it holds on to its juice, and you got to make a decision by the middle of the day. There's the futures. It doesn't get much worse. Tail bar, top tail, bottom tail, top tail, doji kind of a bar, so far going nowhere in between all of that, and forming a trading range. And when something forms a range like that, I'd be a little skeptical, as the initial way it goes could be a fake, but it's down on support right now. So if it should start to break down, there is a void below, but just follow it. Just follow it on the 5-minute and see if it starts to trend where it doesn't make any deep retracements. Yesterday morning, it was like it was trying to go up. It was trying to go up. If I get the right spot. Here. Anyway, I think it was around here. It was like it was going to go up, and then it just flipped violently back down in the other direction. Yeah. So it kept you second guessing for a while. Like, oh man, maybe it's going to go up. Yeah, maybe not. So pretty erratic. This went nowhere. It's just holding the bottom for now. It's on major support, downtrend. meaning they exited their bullish positions, McGraw. They're losing their confidence that it's going to go up. McGraw's telling me that there was a lot of call selling, which means the open interest must have dropped. I don't see any difference in the open interest in the ones expiring 80 days out, the ones expiring 24 days out. Looks like about the same 82,000 contracts. Still a lot of contracts out there at 4,000 different months. The end of this week, they're 13, 14,000, not much. Yeah. Yeah, this 4,000 level is going to be hard. Something's got to give. Something has got to give. All right. So not a lot to read into this. You got green bars being ignored and red bars being ignored. Yesterday we spoke about the top tails being ignored. It's just marking sideways, waiting for something to give it direction. We'll see if today's the day. Internals, nothing. Sentiments, dead neutral. This improved a little bit. Not impressed yet at all. Just been taking forever. YM, just a grinder down here. It is retracing near the top of this big ugly red bar, but it's could easily where it rolls back over. So you see the pattern there. We'll just have to wait today on any significant news coming out. I think most of it's at the end of the week. Dollar back down. Just flipping, flopping. Smaller trading range within a bigger trading range. Easily to get whipsawed one way or the other. There's no edge here. That's within this middle of this smaller trading range within a bigger trading range. There is no edge. We look through these different markets. Transports are weak. They could rise up a little bit because they got short-term extended, but they're not lifting, which is building potential supply for it to go down. As mentioned, look at the mid caps. Looks like just another messy chart. It's in there. Yeah, you know what? I couldn't sleep last night, so I'm a little groggy. I don't know why. And looks like the market's in the same way. Crude oil maybe popping up a little bit. So what we have is these maybe trades that set up and Dirty Harry trades. Momentum moves down, little bottoms, maybe get a day or two where they can flip back up again before the selling starts. So I'm not excited. We need to see something of power to rattle this market in one direction. Trades that you guys don't even know are open, so you are not taking the trades, putting your own dollars on the line. You can take that up with Dan. I'm not following. Josh, it's all yours, Dan.
Yeah, morning. I think he means when I say I don't take 100% of our trades. And the reason for that is because I focus on the green room and subscribers. is why. If I had a trading assistant like I did in California, I would take every single one plus more. So some of them depend on the ease of management. I do more selling options. I don't, we don't post official day trades. But I think that's the reason for that comment, that I take many trades that I don't give subscribers, because I might, as Sam said, play with fire with more illiquid things. I might say, I don't know, but I'll do it. I'll put it in my dad's account and he'll own XYZ at whatever. So that's the answer. It has absolutely nothing to do with we would never post anything that is not a valid trade. All right, so yeah, in the nightly video, I said I have no bias, and then I meant that. It's like the broader markets are in a mess. Qs were relative strength, but at the top of the range, but we're still finding compelling setups that we will trade. And I said, we like to trade with the broader market bias, and if we don't have that, then that's going to even make high probability trades less than that. Oh, okay, yeah. So JAS 3, I answered that. I outed Steve. I just gave you all the full answer. Feel free to ask any other questions you want. But yeah, I remember when I had my trading assistant, and it was trading live in a live laboratory when we had them when we had them back then. Every single trade we found in the class, it was required to trade live. I had yeah, they're on YouTube. I had 28 open positions, and it was a 1 week lab, and I think I made 28 grand in those 5 day periods. But I had an assistant. If I'm going to sit there and take every single trade, then that's going to diminish my attention for paying subscribers. So anyway, that's enough of that. That was the answer. XHB doing nothing. There was some housing report. This thing I just saw tanking, HRMY. I mean, that looks like a short on a bounce. That looks horrible. Sam just gave me this. I set an alarm at $60. I like that as a breakdown, because this one had this. Let's see, not today, tomorrow, we're talking about relative strength weakness. And we talk about trades catching up the rear, etc. And relative strength or weakness does not automatically equate with buy the strongest, short the weakest. So this one is the strongest cruise ship, but why do I want to short the strongest cruise ship? It's because I have the best pattern with the best void under this base. Look at CCL, it's one of the weakest. Now this also looks lower, but there's less of a void. So yeah, Sam, I like that. I like RCL shorts, goal, beautiful closing breakout with a void. So yeah, this is a long watch plus a put spread. And yeah, lax on the list. I already posted that. That had I think this is the one that has earnings tomorrow. I posted it in Telegram. Yeah, earnings tomorrow. So Sam, this is a great little put spread watch that we'll look at into the close as shorting puts into the close, and possibly even buying a call option, because when I did look, they seem kind of inexpensive. And so if that's the case, I'd rather buy options with a limited risk than sell them. DBX. Yeah. There's mixed messages there, Thomas. It's because it's greater than 100% retracement and bullish consolidation. So I would never think that it's going to make a new low. But what would make this a better short is when we we say we want an event bar. And so I would love a big gap up with a closing breakdown, topping tail, something more. Because right now it's kind of bullish consolidation. It's just too sloppy. I mean, it is bullish consolidation. Well, because it's a sell setup. I just explained it, Alex. Just explained. I gave you a full, complete answer. But I wouldn't do it unless you got a something bar. And you don't, and because there's a void, and we're traders, 1 to 3 day swing trades. All right, XPEV, I actually added this back to my core long list. Now there's nothing to do today, but this again is a greater than 100% retracement, broke the back of the downtrend, right? I got rising 20, flat 50. Look at this beautiful weekly. So it's getting its sea legs back. Still in a nasty downtrend on the monthly, but it could be the start of a beautiful bottoming pattern. Started with this gap reversal at all-time lows. Look at the size of the power of these bars going up. So it's on my core long watch list right now. DBX is gapping down too. I don't, well, Thomas, I don't, I hear what you're saying. Thomas is adding that, Alex, to say, it's getting whacked pre-market, but I personally don't trust these unless I have a liquid chart here, unless you go to the level 1 screen and you can see a much lower offer price, because a lower offer would mean gapping down. Para, that's a bullish gap. I can't envision any nice setup, so I'm just going to delete you. Futu gap. Now this one had earnings, I think, pre-market. Nice gap breakout from this consolidation. So this is a tier 1 put spread candidate, and I already posted it. Now this is one I say I'm not even waiting for it to trade up or down or whatever, because I'm just spitballing what I think I would like to get for it. And I could be way off, and 9 out of 10 times we're only going to get filled on a pullback. And I do that on purpose because I don't want to rush into it if it does sell off. Number 3, it just gives me time to monitor it and to adjust. So that's what I gave right there. I already put my offer out, and there you have it. And KWeb is similar. It's a nice gap up here. This is the Chinese internet sector gapping up on the enthusiasm of Baba. 95.71. The news came out, they're wanting to split into 6 companies and go public. So the vanilla implication of that is they're trying to get a greater value for the sum of the parts. I understand it, but look at the monthly. I made a comment in the green room, I don't know when, but I said this is an interesting bottoming pattern on the monthly. CPRX. It's a bottoming pattern. It's worth watching. It's a little sloppy, but definite. Here's a beautiful something bar. Breakdown, failure, range, expansion, closing, breakout with a little buy setup. So sure, it's worth watching. This kind of looks like a bio, but it's getting a little blast here pre-market. Something's up with that. I saw in the paper today or in the news that the CFTC is suing Binance And my guess is that's what caused weakness in coin yesterday, because we actually had a put spread on coin. And as soon as I saw that opening bar, I moved the stop to break even. And as you can see, that was a fantastic decision. I'm just guessing that that's what caused this weakness, that CFTC is going after these Bitcoin brokers. Frey, I think there was some news that they renewed some contracts with some Fortune 500 companies. So that's and if you option sellers like helping me at the open, this could be over the 5-minute high. I would say let's look for a $7 put spread. Oxy, Warren Buffett coming out again, talking about accumulating more shares. I think I heard CNBC say he owns like 22 or 3% of this company. That's a big number for a big company. So I got mixed signals. It's a short-term bottom on the daily, it's a downtrend on the weekly, and it's a big old topping pattern breakdown on the monthly with a price void. So does this pattern interest me? Not at all, except possibly a put spread for Friday. That's it. Nikola, I think they have some management shakeup. The founder's leaving as CEO, but that is a power downtrend. And that's another reason I actually like XPEV, because it's a EV stock. And I think there's a lot of these EV stocks that I think are heading for the graveyard. Look at Ride. Look at that, 65 cents. So I think if history is going to repeat itself with all these startups, that you're going to have just a few surviving. Tesla obviously I think will survive, but maybe that XPEV is going to become a survivor. And what about Rivian? That's another one. Look at Rivian, looks horrendous. I wouldn't touch that. Lyft yesterday, I said it's a potential bottoming pattern also. And now it's gapping over a red bar, so 30-minute high maybe. This is a put spread idea. Alex, CPRT up alarm. We're in this from yesterday, courtesy of you. This is showing amazing relative strength with the market gap down. So I'm just gonna set new alarms on it, up and down. Like 73.6 and 72.50. And then it's good enough, I'm going to put that in a window because I want to keep an eye on it to take a third profit. We have 100% of it. All right, I'll just continue here. That was the only alarm I had. This PVH, as earnings gap is too big. Baba, we talked about SNX. Let's see that this. So this is pre-market down to 90 bucks. And notice that there's no print yet on the daily chart. So it's not open yet. But if it opens at 90.30, look at my horizontal line. It's a bearish gap. But that's why they look different. This is pre-market and the market maker hasn't printed a print yet. Yeah, JD was on my list here somewhere. CNM, there's a retest double bottom. That ain't bad. Now, I don't like the subjective 3 moving averages all converging right there. But there's a void there, so that looks interesting. I forget if this was earnings or what, but that's a double bottom. That's if somebody wants to keep an eye on that, I'll put it in a 5-minute window. All right, so those two put spreads I posted for limits, you did not hear a bell, so I did not get filled. Oh, I emailed somebody yesterday that I didn't take any trades because I was traveling and I there was one I was trying to sell puts on. All right, this is ugly 5-minute opening bar here, AD line straight down. I'm one of those. No, I know. I said it was the most. It was the most boring Monday morning I think I had in a year. I am usually very busy Monday mornings, and I was bored yesterday, and then I got home and I was bored in the afternoon. But it was in the advisory letter. It was in the Procter and Gamble sector. I forget what it was. I was trying to sell puts at the 55 cents that was in the letter, and I never got filled. I forget what symbol that was. I would have to go look it up. All right, there's Mick, gap too much, love. Gapping over a red bar, but it's up too much. It's up too much. It's at minor resistance, so got no interest in that. XOP, we did not get filled on the put spread yesterday, but I'm going to watch it on a some type of retest. Yeah, I guess you hear that bell, Neil? That bell, but see, but I'm in it. You heard the bell. I would hold off because I don't like when earnings come in violently. So I'm in it, but not liking the price action. And this is the risk of trading earning stocks, because they can, even though they start out beautiful, they can have some crazy moves. And I don't know if that's because reality sinks in, or some types of earnings comments at the market open. But I'm in it, I'll post it. But for you in the room, I would hold off. Okay. C&M still looks fantastic here. Let's just watch it for a couple more minutes, particularly with the broader market pulling in. Alex, CPRT looks great. So now I'm gonna move. I'm just gonna move the stop the day's low now. Protect our gains, 72.58.